welcome back in. We all know love can be a wild ride full of the ups and downs and everything in between. Crushing is the acclaimed live monologue show that explores transformative moments in love, and it is coming to San Francisco. Today we're meeting some of the people making this happen in our city. Megan and Rosie, thank you all so much for being here today.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to meet you and to hear about this. I feel like it's something so many people will be able to relate to, and they've been there before, right? So Megan, I want to ask you our first question, which is, what is Crushing?
Absolutely. Yeah, Crushing is a monologue show that brings together 9 local Bay Area artists to tell true stories about transformative experiences in love. So they do that through a variety of mediums. We have musicians like Rosie, we have poets, we have storytellers. Yeah, and it's a beautiful night.
Very cool. Rosie, I love your name, first of all. I feel like that's a perfect, like,
thanks to my mom.
Artist name. Yeah, it's just perfect because you're an artist. So tell me what you do a little bit about in Crushing.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm a singer and a songwriter, and so normally when I play shows, it's my own show. But when Megan and Carly, her co-director, asked me to be a part of this, it just sounded so cool. And I write a lot of songs about kind of every stage in the love and heartbreak. I mean, who doesn't? Like, you know, that's what a lot of songs are about, obviously. Right. So it felt familiar, like to tell a story the way I tell a story through music.
Okay, wonderful. And Megan, you kind of created this whole thing, came up with it. Tell me the backstory behind the idea for it.
Yeah, so with my collaborators, Carly and Natachi, we first did the show a couple years ago in New York, and we brought together a group of writers who we love to answer the same question around true experiences of love. And it went so well. We were really blown away by how much it resonated with audiences, and we wanted to bring it back to the Bay Area, where Carly and I live, where Rosie is from, and bring together a local collection of artists here to do the same thing.
So cool. And tell me a little bit about what the reaction has been from people in seeing your show. What has that been like?
It's been really special. I feel like a different kind of thing happens on stage when there's true stories being told. The audience is so engaged, and the performers, I think, get to experience this kind of empowerment of seizing their own narrative and telling their story the way that they would like to tell it. And so I think audiences have really felt that and told us some of their own stories too. We have an art installation where audiences can engage and anonymously share their own love stories in the lobby, and so that's been a special way to kind of dig a little deeper.
Very nice. And I love that it makes you feel like you're not alone, because so many people have been through the same problems in love, the same hard times, and the same good times. So it's so nice to just feel that connection with people. Rosie, tell me a little bit about what the process is like for you when you take on a new project as an artist. What is that like?
Yeah, well, this is interesting because, you know, like Megan said, a lot of these stories are true, or all of the stories are true. That's kind of how I write. I have like a kind of mantra: if like you're embarrassed to put it in the song, then you're on the right track.
Oh yeah.
Which like later I'm like, why did I tell everyone that secret? But that's what art is, you know. So for tonight, I'm singing a song that I wrote kind of in like the throes of the worst breakup of my life, and it's, you know, so to come back to it years later when I'm in a totally different place, but to kind of remember and reconnect to that emotion, because like you said, someone somewhere is in the middle of that, and that's what I believe like the role of an artist is to kind of put the words to the feeling for people. Yeah, so just kind of reconnecting to it and bringing it to the stage, like bringing it to live. Yeah.
Yes, it seems like y'all have done such a good job at this. Megan, what do you hope that people leave feeling after seeing your show?
Yeah, I hope that people leave feeling connected and like they have access to continue sharing their own stories too, that they aren't alone, like you were saying, that it's worth taking that moment to share what they're feeling and and connect more deeply with people.
And Rosie, what has it been like for you to see the reaction? I asked Megan this question too, but I'm sure that you can see like people are, oh yeah, I relate to that. You know, they act that way. So what has that been like for you?
Yeah, we were actually just talking about how a lot of people will tell me really personal stuff about their love lives or just their lives sometimes, and I think it's because when I sing something so personal, people can tell that it's a true story, and so they feel safe with me. I love it. It's like, talk about connection. It makes me feel like we're also connected, which is kind of my favorite feeling in the world. So yeah, it can be crazy. Sometimes after a show, someone will be like, I'm going through a divorce and your song, whatever. But it feels, I feel honored to be included on people's most like deep personal stuff, because that's kind of what I'm sharing with them.
Yeah, and they trust you, which is so nice, which is so nice to see. Megan, tell me a little bit about your background in creating shows like this. This seems like such a cool one and has seen so much success already. Now it's coming to San Francisco. What is your background like? How did you get started in all this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have the extreme delight of working in storytelling. So I teach storytelling with this program, the Stanford Storytelling Project. I'm a theater maker and playwright. And so I've always loved live performance and that, yeah, the kind of energy that happens when you get people on stage, especially with telling something true. And so a couple years ago, when Carly, Natasha, and I began collaborating around this, I was really excited to bring that experience forward of the theater world and, yeah, connecting all the dots there.
If people want to come out and see the show, how can they do that?
Yes, so we have a website, crushing.show. We're performing tonight and tomorrow night in Fort Mason at the Bayfront Theater. Tickets are going very fast, I will say, so I jump on it quickly. But yeah, that's our spot.
Wonderful. And do either of y'all as artists have any message to someone who's maybe aspiring and who's nervous to start, but they're wanting to do something like you are?
Just make and make and make and make, and don't think about sharing it. I would say sometimes, like I said, you write these really personal things. It's not about the audience. It's about your own expression, and it will find its audience, and you will find your voice just by starting, basically.
That is great advice. Well, Megan and Rosie, thank y'all so much.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, we'll put all the information to go see their show on our website.